Payroll is the invisible engine of civilization. At its simplest, payroll is the system a business uses to track work hours and calculate employee pay. Yet, it is far more than a corporate chore. It is the fundamental framework that allowed humans to transition from small tribes to global societies. This case study traces payroll across 5,000 years, from ancient clay accounting blocks to modern artificial intelligence, proving that as payroll systems simplify, human cooperation grows. Mesopotamia, the Kushim tablet, a clay record from ancient Iraq dated to around 3100 BCE, tracks the distribution of beer to workers, serving as the oldest known record of employee compensation. Ancient Egypt rations lists discovered at the worker village of Deir el Medina show that the pyramid builders were compensated systematically using fixed weights of grain and emmer wheat. Ancient Rome military records show Roman soldiers received a regular allowance called a salarium, which was used to purchase essential goods like salt. The United States formalized modern automatic tax deductions known as income tax withholding through the Current Tax Payment Act of 1943. The first business computer, the LEO-1, automated corporate payroll calculations in 1954. To understand why payroll evolved, we must look at how human work changed. In ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt, money did not exist. To build massive canals or monuments, rulers had to solve a basic problem: how to keep thousands of workers fed and loyal. Their solution was simple payroll, distributing daily food and drink based on lists carved into clay or stone. As empires grew, physical food became too heavy to move across borders. Rome solved this by inventing currency based military payroll, paying distant soldiers in silver coins. However, the system broke down during the Industrial Revolution. As millions left farms to work in factories, owners could no longer pay a simple flat rate. They had to track work by the hour or by the piece, meaning a worker was paid for every single item they made. This caused an explosion of manual paperwork. When governments later mandated that companies must subtract taxes directly from paychecks before giving them to workers, a process called tax withholding, manual systems hit a breaking point. Think of ancient payroll like a shopkeeper drawing chalk marks on a wall to remember who worked. It works for three people but fails for 3,000. Modern cloud payroll is like a massive digital brain in the sky. The moment a worker scans their badge, the system instantly tracks their time, calculates local taxes across thousands of jurisdictions, subtracts insurance costs, and deposits cash into a bank account in milliseconds without a human touching a piece of paper. By the mid 20th century, major enterprises employed hundreds of thousands of workers, making paper ledger calculations slow and highly vulnerable to human mathematical error. Manual errors caused immediate worker strikes, while failing to follow rapidly changing government tax rules resulted in severe corporate fines. Organizations systematically abandoned paper books. They adopted mainframe computers in the 1950s, moved to internet based cloud software in the early 2000s, and are now deploying artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence now automatically reads time logs, predicts payroll errors before they happen, and updates system settings without manual data entry. Total automation. The role of the payroll worker has completely shifted from typing numbers to auditing complex automated systems. Through the lens of economics, the history of payroll is a relentless war against administrative friction. Every technological upgrade solved a limit to growth. Without computerized and cloud based payroll systems, modern multinational corporations would collapse under the weight of their own paperwork. The exact ratio of medieval peasants paid in coins versus those paid through land use or direct crop trading remains unverified due to patchy records. Why? Feudal account books are highly fragmented and inconsistent across European regions. The ability of artificial intelligence to manage highly complex, non standard labor union contracts without human oversight remains unproven. Why? Early data shows that AI models still struggle with unique, hyper localized labor agreements. The existence of the Cushing tablet, the implementation of 1940s tax withholding, and the mid century computing shift are entirely documented by primary records, framing payroll evolution as a tool that allowed corporations to scale globally is an analytical model, not a raw historical event. How did early computer programmers in the 1950s translate complex written tax laws into rigid binary code? This concludes our primary narrative, but the compliance challenge was just beginning.